Hi there, welcome back to Stillwater's ASMR. I apologise at the start of this video for two reasons. One, it is horrendous weather outside, so there's probably going to be lots of wind and it's just noisy. I am so overwhelmed on a sensory front by the weather. It has just been constant wind and more often it's not rain for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I am so stressed out by it, it's unreal. And the second one is my mental health is in a terrible state right now, so this is going to be a rant video. I'm going to be colouring in and just venting. So if you want cheery, then it's maybe not the video for you. I need to vent, so that's what today's video is going to be. See, that wind is just insane. Although I'm also remembering that I think I've got the washing machines on, which won't be helping. But it's just constant. And now my cat's gonna squeak at me and I'm like, she doesn't like meow properly, she squeaks. So this isn't the black cat you saw in the previous video, it's her sister who's fluffy and just very special. Breathing, deep breathing. Right. I'm kind of feeling like I want to draw colour in this whale here. I think he's needing some colours. That wind is just I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I think it's almost maybe a pressure thing. It's really overwhelming for me. I've recently been diagnosed with ADHD, as I've mentioned previously, and I'm waiting for an assessment for autism. And the more time goes by, the more I'm sure that I definitely have some kind of sensory thing, because I get so overwhelmed by noise. Recently my husband and I were having to give some of our lambs some injections. They were having eye infections and stuff, and we had to give antibiotic injections to the lambs. And we were sitting in one of our sheds, and it's got a corrugated tin roof, and the rain was just hammering down on this roof, and I was like, I can't do the injections, you're gonna have to do it. And he's like, why? I'm like, 'cause it's too loud in here. And he's looking at me like those two things are not related, and I'm like, yes they are. And I keep seeing posts where people are like, I had to take my socks off, and why? Because it was too noisy. And people are like, what? That doesn't make sense. And I'm like, to me it does make sense. I've been feeling so overwhelmed, so overstimulated, it's been tough the last wee while. So the current thing I'm struggling with at the moment, so I've got a 14-month-old daughter who I adore. I love her so much. I have longed for a child for a very long time. Various life circumstances meant that I was much later starting a family than I wanted to. But my daughter has been long awaited for, and I love her very, very much. I want to make that very clear, but the realities of being a neurodivergent parent, so I have diagnosed ADHD and we're waiting to find out whether I'm autistic as well. The realities of life as a parent, like that, it's really, really tough. I mean, like, I know being a parent is hard anyway, so, like, I know that all parents struggle and find it hard. I don't want to, like, make it seem like, oh, I've got it harder. But the simple reality is I am really struggling. And my biggest issue at the moment is I need time away from my daughter, like, sometimes, and the childcare here where I live, like, it does me good mentally to, like, have my work or study or something that's separate, and even just getting housework done, I can't do it with my daughter in the house. Like, I function better when I'm home alone. There's nobody else here, there's no distractions. Like, even when my husband gets home from work, like, you can just forget anything, because he'll come home from work and he's worked hard all day, so he'll want to, like, turn the TV on and stuff and chill out, and as soon as that happens, like, that, I mean, I'm done for the day then. You know, as soon as the TV's been turned on, like, you can forget me getting anything else done. Like, I don't have to be watching it, but just the noise. Having somebody else in the house making noise is too distracting for me. That's like the ADHD, and for me to be able to be productive and function, I need, you know, no distractions. Like, fair enough, if I'm, like, washing dishes or something like that, then yeah, I can have, like, a YouTube video playing or something, and I'll often do that. But my daughter doesn't always let me sort of sit and wash dishes, because she'll be like, no, I need attention, and yeah, sometimes she'll play really nice. Like, we've got a playpen in the kitchen, and I can, like, plonk her in there, and then I'll be able to, you know, cook dinner, wash dishes. That wind is horrendous. For anybody wondering, I think the weather forecast at the moment, I think the wind is like 30 to 40 miles an hour at the moment, possibly gusting as high as 50 miles an hour. And that's what it's been like off and on for, like, weeks. It's just been like, it's not like a little gentle breeze, it's like proper, like, wind, and I'm just so done with it. You go outside and you get blown on, and again, I think it's a sensory thing where it's like it's blowing on me and I don't like it. It just, like, overstimulates me and overwhelms me, and then I get really stressed. Like I said, the more time goes by, the more I'm believing that there's a good chance that I am autistic, because I can so relate to wanting to sit on the floor and cry, and have, like, a full-scale meltdown. I've been having quite a lot of meltdowns lately, where I'm just like, everyone needs to just get away from me, and I'm like, yeah, having almost, like, violent outbursts, and I hate it. I hate being like that. But anywho, my brain's all over the place. So the point being is, I need for my daughter to leave the house every week for a certain amount of time, so I can get stuff done. And for my own sake, like, my own, like, mental health, to keep my brain happy. At the moment, I've got a neighbour who takes my daughter for, like, sort of like 3 hours, 2 days a week, in exchange for hay for her pet goats. And she adores my daughter and loves having her, and my daughter loves going there. And that arrangement works brilliant, and it's wonderful, but it's just not enough time in the day. And then I used to have, there's like an unofficial, unregistered childminder up here. She used to be registered, but then she just got fed up with all the paperwork, so she's no longer like officially registered, but she used to take my daughter for 2 days a week. And that was wonderful because it was long enough to where I could really get stuck in and get stuff done. Like the other week, I managed to do a lot of work decluttering my office, and I just realized I'm probably colouring off the screen. I managed to do, like, I recorded like 5 videos and just got a lot done, and it was really good. But the problem is that she is, like, she's already got 2 other kids on her books, and she only likes having like 2 kids at a time because understandably it's just her, and she's only got 1 set of eyes and 1 set of hands. So basically I get the scraps of whatever time is left after these other people have had their time, and she's also got her own commitments with like her family, and she's got a croft as well, so she's basically cut me short to like Wednesdays. My daughter used to go to her all day, and that's recently been docked down to just she can't go till after 1:30. But the problem with that is that she's like a 15-minute drive away, so it's half an hour each way to drop my daughter off. And then so it's like an hour total to take her there, come home, and then go fetch her and bring her back home. That's like an hour of my day. If I can only drop her off at 1:30, by the time I've got home and actually start being able to be productive, it's about 2 o'clock. My husband gets home about 4, 4:30, and then then as I mentioned before, like my day is like I can't be productive anymore. So I'm spending an hour driving for 2 hours of productive time, which just really isn't worth it. Because 2 hours, like the way my ADHD brain works, I'm better when I've got plenty of time and I can really get stuck into something. But I don't cope well with like stopping and starting tasks and like switching between things. So having like a whole solid day is far more productive for me than having just half a day. So I'm really struggling at the moment. I'm trying to decide what colours for the whale's tummy. I know that they actually tend to be darker on top and lighter on bottom, but this whale is being different. So I'm at the moment I'm really struggling, because I've basically lost a day of childcare. So I'm down to like 1 day and 2 half days, which I'm trying to study, like do my accountancy studies. I am so far behind where I wanted to be in terms of, like, I should have finished level 3 by now, and I'm only like a fifth of the way through it. I've only just finished the first module, and I really need to be, like, I'm getting to a point where my money is running out and I need to be earning, but I can't earn money if I don't have child-free time, and I'm getting like just so stressed out with it. So yeah, there is absolutely zero official childcare before the age of 2 here where I live. is nothing. Basically, it's whatever you can organise with other people on an unofficial basis. And there is nothing that would be like consistent, and that's a problem. All these unofficial arrangements, that's completely dependent on the people being available and not having something else coming up. And so as soon as something else comes up, I don't have anything, and I'm left stuck. So I can't like make any like commitments to have like a proper job. I had to give up both of the part-time jobs I had before I got pregnant. I can't have any job where I'm committing to a certain number of hours because I can't guarantee that I'll be available. And it's just so difficult. So there's one nursery where I live that does. They have just started. So you get here in Scotland, you get free childcare from 3 years old. So you get a nursery place, a council-run nursery from 3 years old, and up until recently there was nothing here for under threes. They've just recently made it to where there is one place, one singular place for 2-year-olds. So they're assuming there will only ever be one 2-year-old needing childcare, the area where I live, which you have to pay for, like unless they're like classed as vulnerable or they're on benefits. You have to pay for it, but there's like one paid place available where I live. I phoned up about it because I'm aware, okay, it's 9 months until my daughter turns 2, but I'm like, I want to know that when she hits 2, there is something guaranteed. I phoned up and inquired about it today, and they were like, oh, somebody else already applied for that one place, and there's only one place. And I was like, that's ridiculous. So I'm going to email them and put forward my case and explain that the lack of childcare is becoming a mental health issue for me, and try to get them to increase to 2 places and then try and secure that second place. But honestly, it is just so... I was going to colour these in, but I think I might leave them white. It's just so stressful that, yeah, I'm really struggling at the moment. And yeah, because I'm trying to study, I'm trying to, I really, by the end of this year, I really need to be earning money. But to be doing that, I need to have guaranteed time, and then there's so much work that needs done on the croft. And like, some of it I can take my daughter along with me, but some of it I really can't. And it's just, yeah, I'm just feeling really overwhelmed at the moment, and it's tough. It's very, very tough. I'm trying to decide what to colour in next. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, my brain is just, I think we have quite short days at the moment. The sun doesn't rise until about 9 and it's set by like 3:30. So it's really short days. It's been really grey and gloomy, so even when the sun is allegedly up, it's been really cloudy and overcast, and so it's just really dark and grey and gloomy. And then when you add on top, the weather has been atrocious. I've been just feeling really overwhelmed because I've got 101 things I want to be able to do, and I'm not able to do it. And I hate the fact that I then feel like I'm resenting my daughter when I'm trying to do stuff, and she's just being a child, and it's not her fault. And I don't like getting so frustrated, because because it's not her fault. And yeah, it stinks. It stinks. I'm just, yeah. It's just so difficult. And it's, that's the thing, I'm so grateful to have her, so it's that kind of like, you then feel guilty for how you feel, because I'm so grateful to have her. I would never like wish her away, but I need her away sometimes, in terms of like I need space from her, for me to thrive. And it's just so difficult when there just is no options. So yeah. And like the lady that she goes to is wonderful, but it's not her fault that she has limited availability. Because, I'm kind of secretly hoping that one of the other people who, like the person who's claimed the 2-year-old spot, is one of the other people that goes to her, and then I can get more time. I don't know. It's just so difficult. Because if that was the case, if that other person that's got the 2-year-old spot was one of the other people who puts a child to my childminder, and it meant I could get more time, I would probably be okay. Like, I would probably be like, okay, yeah, I can stick with this. Because then if I got some guaranteed, even if it was like 3 days of guaranteed time a week, that would make such a huge difference. But yeah, me and my daughter, on a more positive note, me and my daughter are working on doing the 1,000 hours outside challenge this year. I can't remember if I've mentioned that yet. So that's quite nice. So, admittedly, it's been really difficult because the weather's been horrendous, and so we've not really been, it's not set us off. We've only managed 5 hours so far this year. But, it does get us outside more than otherwise, because otherwise I would just stay in. Today I've not even got dressed. I'm still in my pajamas, and I refuse to get dressed today. I'm just, my headspace is in just such a negative place. As I said, like, apologies if you're looking for a cheerful, happy video. I'm just really struggling right now. It's tough. There we go. That's a little starfish coloured in. I'm tempted to colour some of these plants in. I might use this kind of green for the stem. That's my cat being pathetic. Little plaintive meows. She has such a hard life, that poor kitty. So I'm gonna do some colouring, and then I'm gonna go and do some studying. My daughter's down for a nap right now. I just didn't even bother putting her to the childminders today, because I was like, there's no point in driving her all that way for such a short amount of time. And I didn't want to go outside in the horrible weather if it was like not gonna be worth my while. So I just kept her home because why pay for someone else to have her for like a couple hours when I knew I wouldn't really get it, and she sleeps for a couple hours in the afternoon anyway, so you know, it's a complete and utter false economy. But yeah, it's just really frustrating when they're like, they want you to go back to work, and the economy is built in a way that you know, stay-at-home mums get penalised, and you don't, it's hardly like it's there's no rewards for being a stay-at-home mum. But then if you want to try and get back to work, they're like, yeah, but you're not going to get any childcare, so good luck with that. And having ADHD, I can't do things whilst having distractions. It just doesn't work. Oh, that looks really good actually. I quite like the way that's turned out. I think that'll do for now. That's enough moping from me for one day. I said apologies for the lack of enthusiasm, cheerfulness today. I would blow a big fat raspberry to explain how I feel right now, but that wouldn't be very good ASMR. So just imagine, like, yeah, that's basically bleh is how I'm feeling right now. But that's life. We all have our struggles. We all have our moments. It won't always be this bad. It's just a phase. And one day she'll be all grown up and left home, and I'll be missing her terribly and longing for the days when she needed me. But and then I'll feel guilty for having wished away all the time. Oh, the joys. Alright, well, I hope you're all doing better than I am. Let's put it that way. You guys take care, and I will speak to you again sometime soon. Hopefully being a little bit more cheerful.